So now we know that after 7 days of heated and frenzied negotiation behind the scenes, no public consultation, you'll note, the BBC has agreed to take on responsibility for funding the £650 million bill that the government currently pays for free licence fees for over 75s. In cash terms, it's staggered, and the BBC gets numerous things in return. It gets the right for the licence fee to increase by CPI, first time that's happened in a while. It gets back £150 million that's in the current licence fee settlement, but ring-fenced for broadband rollout. The government commits to trying to close the iPlayer loophole. That's where if you only watch on-demand TV, legally you don't need a licence. The BBC sees that as a potential source of lost revenue in the future. The government's going to close that up, and they get numerous other things in return. So financially, the BBC are arguing that this is a very good settlement. It's cash neutral. If, however, you take the CPI increase element and call it zero, so it protects the value of the licence fee at the beginning to the end, so by the time you get to the end, you're at zero, then really another interpretation of this would be that the BBC is probably facing something like a 10 to 12% cut in real terms. That's on top of, remember, a frozen licence fee since 2010 and numerous other obligations, which Tony Hall, Director General, said previously amounted to a 26% cut in resources available for UK public services. So financially, it's certainly not as bad as it could have been, but I don't think the BBC could be described as out of the woods just yet. In principle, however, some of the issues are, if anything, more serious. Last time this was proposed, back in 2010, the Director General at the time, Mark Thompson, the Chairman of the Trust at the time, Sir Michael Lyons, and numerous other trustees threatened to resign, which is why it didn't happen then. They said it was entirely inappropriate for the licence fee to be used to fund a government welfare policy. People pay it for the BBC, that's what it should pay for, and over 75s licence fees is a welfare benefit to them, introduced by Gordon Brown. It's not a BBC policy in any shape or form. That line has now been conceded. So the BBC, a public service broadcaster, is now not just involved with the government policy, it's actually implementing it. And at the end of this process in 2020, the BBC will take over responsibility for the policy in toto.